Welcome to the Friday at 4 podcast series with your host Charles Luttrell and co-host Steve Kent.
Steve, good afternoon. Welcome back to Friday at 4. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Yeah, it's been a fun week so far. I got some filming done this week,
Oh,
and
good,
I'm
good.
happy, and things are going good.
Nice, nice. It's always good when the week is good.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah,
Doesn't always work that way, but it's good that it can turn around and end. If it is not a good week, it's good that it can turn around and end on a good note because then it carries into
yeah,
the weekend and you're feeling better. And yeah, so it's good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, definitely. And what a great way to segue into our topic for this week. We threw this idea around for a little bit. We talked, we haven't talked, we're doing our thing here. And I think this week, since it's our last episode before Thanksgiving, I think we should really talk about what we're thankful for before we go into this holiday season. And I am not ready for it, but however,
Me neither.
you know, yeah. I mean, Thanksgiving is a time of thanks, and while there's so many people who feel differently about the meaning of Thanksgiving and the holidays, and different
Yep.
religions, and we'll stay away from all that stuff. But I just
Mhm.
want to throw it out there that we have a diverse audience, and I guess we're speaking on our behalf of how we feel and our opinions of what we want to talk about for this holiday season and coming up.
So, yes, it's the end, just about the end of November, and it has
Yeah,
been 11 months. And there are two ways that a person, doesn't matter me, you, anybody, can think about this. You can think about all the things that didn't go right and dwell on it, or you can think about all the things that did go right and build on it. And that's the second version is what you and I are all about. And that's what we're going to talk about today is all the things that worked well. Because, some things may be a little bit, build on it. Some things may be big, build on it. But never accept completely where we are and say, that's all I can do. Because that's not true.
yeah,
Um, I'll share some things. I know Chuck's going to share some things. The best ideas start out as little things and then explode. And the example I can give with that, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, is bamboo. You plant the bamboo in the water and you don't see it for 5 years. And all of a sudden, right around the 5 year mark, that bamboo can grow 15, 20 feet in a week. So it's the same with an idea. Don't discount an idea. Try it, see if it looks good, tweak it, do something, and then it will grow.
yeah,
Um, for
yeah.
me, and I'll just start and we'll bounce back and forth. Um, I'm very grateful, number one, to be healthy. Um, some of you may or may not know, I was in a car accident a year and a half ago. I'm almost back to where I was. I may or may not ever get there, but I'm thankful for the progress I made. I'm thankful that I'm
That's
sitting here
incredible.
today on this episode speaking with Chuck and everybody that's out there in the audience. So for me, my health is more important than anything else because without that, you really don't have too much. So that's for me to start the ball rolling. Chuck, you want to throw one out there?
I definitely piggyback on that because that old saying goes, right? If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And that's true because I am the same way. I'm very grateful to be 55 years old. And really, my life is knock on wood, as the old saying goes,
Mm.
I've been pretty healthy through my entire life. I've got some back issues that keep me from doing things. That's probably my biggest problem. But other than the back issue, I keep moving. And I'm like you, I'm so thankful to be healthy. And I am very glad to be where I am today as I've lost my father at the age of 49. I
Wow.
was 22. He had a major heart attack.
Wow.
And that really changed my life, you know?
Mm.
So every year after 49, I do the whole grateful thing. You know, I'm very grateful to be where I am and to be as healthy as I am, you know?
Nice, nice. Well,
So
my
yeah.
my father passed at 88. My mother, I believe, was 93. So I do have the genes in there. So I'm only 68. So I still got at least 20, 25 years, which is a good thing. Okay. I'm not taking any chances, but again, like
Right.
you, I'm healthy. I'm on no meds. So for
Yeah.
me, that's number one. I'm thankful for my health.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
from my perspective, I'm happy for my kids. Uh,
Yeah.
They, and I joke and I kid around, but my son will be 40 in next week. My daughter's 35, and I joke and I kid around, but I'm thankful that they still want me around
Yeah.
because
Same
there's a
here.
lot of younger
Yes.
generation who
Yeah.
don't want their parents around for whatever reason. I'm
For
not
what
getting into
reason? Right.
details, but I'm
Yeah.
very, very fortunate that they want me around,
Yeah.
including all my really, really bad jokes.
Well, I gotta say, man, I'm very fortunate because my kids at the age of 17 and 22, both girls, I have been around with them. And now it's starting to slow down because they're at that age. We've been through, oh my gosh, I personally been through probably 20 concerts with them over the years from New York to Virginia. We've been to a lot of concerts and I've been with them by their side and they're just now starting to break away, and go on their own, do their own thing with all that. And I'm okay with that, but I'm very fortunate to have, my young kids who, especially my 17-year-old, who still we talk almost every day. Text, talk. And my older, she's very busy, she's doing her thing with the life,
Yeah.
But I'm very fortunate as you are. It's kind of odd how we're going back and forth with the same. Their minds
Mm.
are thinking the same things we're thankful for, But I think
Yeah.
I'm going to skip just a little bit ahead of you on this one here
Go
and
ahead.
say, like, I had a conversation last week that made me so angry,
Mm.
angry. And then I was hurt. And then I was inspired all in the same
Mm.
hour.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking I took things the wrong way. I listened to what they said. It drove me to be where I am right now to say, do what you want to do,
Hmm.
be what you want to be, and let the cards fall where they may and just enjoy the process. Right. I think we get so wrapped up in trying to please everybody, every way, everything. And I'm really talking about with my business, with the show. I'm so worried about every time I drop an episode, I'm worried about people not liking it. Well, you know what's going to happen? And I
What?
always, right. And I always put that to two things: Walt Disney,
Mm.
right? And Colonel Sanders. They both have been laughed at thousands of times. So if I've been laughed at a couple of times, I got a long way to go, don't I?
That's one way of looking at it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, right. So I'm thankful for that feedback. I'm thankful for people to give me that honest feedback to say whether they like it, they don't like it, change this, change that, do this, do that.
Yep.
But I'm also really thankful that I've had my daughter to help me film, not all episodes, but a lot of episodes, And I'm thankful to be where I am with this thing. This will be my 12th episode I'm going to release at the end of the month. And it's been a blast, you know.
Nice.
I've only been doing this for a year. I have learned a lot. I'm not a director. I'm not a filmographer. I'm not an editor. I'm just a guy with a dream. I tell everybody this. I'm just a guy with a dream.
Hmm.
I love what I do. I absolutely have a blast with it. I cannot wait to really get this thing to where I want to get it and possibly get on TV with it. And one day I will.
You will. You will.
Yeah.
Don't ever, and this is for you and everybody out there, we have a dream, regardless of what that is. We have a dream. And if we let everybody else's opinions matter, now it doesn't mean you can't listen and take the bits and pieces that make sense. But if we listen to everybody who said, no, it'll never work, find something else, and whatever they're going to say,
Yeah.
we might as well just curl up in a ball and go away. But it's our dream. Nobody knows our desire, our passion,
Yeah.
our ability to endure, to adapt. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
take the bits and pieces, but do it yourself. And
Yeah.
you said, and I've known you now, what, a year? If this is episode 60 something. So I've known you, let's call it a year and a half, give or take a year and a half. And I've watched your videos and your episodes grow and your attitude, and I've seen it grow. And are you, I can't speak, are you where you want to be? Not yet. But if you look at where you were, you're galaxies ahead. And so, what we said in the beginning, look at the positives. Look at how far you've come so far, and you will continue to make improvements. Don't let somebody else shatter your dream,
Yeah.
because the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get that one word, and that's called regret. And if you regret not doing something because you let somebody else talk you out of it, you're going to be haunted for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look back at our episode when you first interviewed on my podcast to see how long we've known each other, because it's been a while, you
It's
know?
been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because remember, my podcast has been for 3 years now. I've
Wow.
only done the show for this is my first year doing the show, so
Okay.
it's
So
it's been a
maybe
while.
maybe it's more than a year and a half that we
I
know each
think
other.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
It's
have to
been a
look back.
while.
I'll have to look back at the episode and find it, but you're spot on. And I think, you know, if you follow that whole, like you still don't give up on your dream thing, just
Hmm.
think if Colonel Sanders did. Think if Walt Disney
Hmm.
said, "Well, I'm not going to do it." There would not be a multi-billion-dollar industry right now with amusement parks and
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? Yeah,
Think about think about Thomas Edison with the light bulb.
yeah.
How many times was he rejected? Or how many times did his idea fail? What was it,
Yep.
10,000 or something?
It's a
But he
lot.
stuck with it. How
Yeah.
many people would try something 10,000 times before success? Not many.
Not a lot of people, right?
So,
Yeah,
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 it makes sense,
yeah,
you know. So, I mean, you talk your business, I go my business. Um, is it where I want to be at this point? No, because my goal of helping so many families is a work in progress. But looking at where I was a year ago, I'm light years ahead. I've helped families. I'm building my team in multiple states, educating people, helping change people's lives. That's a lifelong project. And that's
yeah,
okay because I
yeah.
love what I do. Like you love what you do. And that's important. You have to
Absolutely.
love what you do. Otherwise, you're just a slave to it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I think one important thing I left out is, I gave a plug for Ken Armet, in a couple of episodes ago for a nice little shout out,
Mhm.
to the Heritage Mazda dealer here in Bel Air, Maryland. I'm very thankful and grateful for a car and cars that have been very reliable over the years,
Mm.
and they don't leave me stranded. Knock on wood, I have not.
Yeah.
You know, um, my car currently is needing some work done on it. I will get there to get that taken care of. But
Mhm.
I'm very thankful and grateful for him for getting me into cars to keep me moving.
Mm.
And to have a brand of a car that I trust, and I'm not afraid to shout out. Mazda, because they're very reliable cars, and I know you drive one as well, and you can probably
I
speak
have
the
one. My
same
son
thing.
has one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very thankful that I've never had to call a tow truck to say, hey, come rescue me because they're just reliable, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, before I got the car I have now, which is a lease, and I think it's my first lease ever. I've always owned cars. And I think we may have talked about this offline. My idea of the best car you can ever own, ever, is one that has no car payments. And my last car was 14 years old, and I loved the car.
Yeah.
It was not a fancy, it was not expensive, but it drove well. It got good gas mileage. But towards the end, I was putting money into it and it wasn't worth the money versus the value of the car. So I got rid of it. But I leased my first car a year ago, last year in December, 3-year lease. And it's a great, like I said, I have a Mazda and it's a great car.
Yeah. The only car I've owned that didn't have a car payment. You ready for this? 1967 Pontiac GTO, my very first car.
Oh, nice.
I had it all the way up till 2012. I had to let it go. It wasn't
Wow.
by choice. Things happen in life and you have to make changes, and that was one of them. And it
Yeah.
broke my heart. I still cry over it, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's my baby.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
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 So to go, what I'm thankful for, I'm also thankful for my extended family. I happen to be very fortunate that there's a number of cousins. Um, I mean, I have a bigger well, it's a small family, but there's a portion of it that I see on a regular basis. And I'm seeing them on Thursday for Thanksgiving. And they're an amazing group of people.
Yeah.
Um, we joke around, we kid around. It's a real fun, um, loving atmosphere. And one of my cousins, who I love dearly, she has an absolute fetish. And every time I see her, I bring her a bag of M&Ms.
And a bag for yourself.
No, no, it's all for her. It's all for her. But she's a real sweetheart. And we go back, obviously, she's a year younger than me, so obviously we go back a long way. But she's a real sweetheart. But that's just our little inside thing is every time I go in, like here's the cake for dessert for dinner. Here's this, and here's your bag of M&Ms. And she's great. She's just an amazing
That's
person.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got most of my family has passed on. My parents, my aunts and uncles. There's
Mm.
not many left. I got some cousins left. They're all scattered, they're doing a thing. But I do have my cousin Pam, I'm thankful for, who lives in Pennsylvania. I don't get to see her much, but we chat almost every day through on Instagram, through Facebook Messenger, because we play Wordle together. So almost
Mm.
every day, I always send it to her every day when I complete it or I don't complete it, and I always send her my results, and we talk about it on a daily basis. So I'm thankful for her to keep that communication going. And once in a while, we'll get together for a lunch or a dinner meeting and hang out. And we got to do that. Reese, I was going to talk to her about that the other day. I'm going to send her a message and say, we got to get together again. It's been a while since we had, lunch together. And we're going to do that and hang out again. But yeah, it's good to be able to have somebody like that to lean on and just clear your mind with some nonsense of Wordle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you do. We all work too hard for too many hours, get all stressed out. So there's got to be something that keeps you sane, if you will. Something. If it's Wordle for you, I love to put on a hockey game. I don't even care what team is playing. I love the game. Never played, but I love the game. So I'll sit there at night and I'll flip through, TV, cable, whatever, until I find a game. And again, I don't care who. I just like the game. That's my way of just shut everything out and just relax for an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. Yeah, and it's good
Great.
stuff.
Yeah. My getaway used to be martial arts for many years, but as you get older, your body doesn't move the way it used
Mhm.
to. And plus, with my back,
Mhm.
can't train anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't have much. My
When I
getaway
was,
time is this right here, this computer, man, just doing things and networking and
yeah,
prospecting. That's what I love it. I'm constantly in tune.
it's what it is. Got to keep the mind going. When the
Yeah,
mind goes, the body follows.
yeah,
If the mind's
yeah,
not going, you tend to be lethargic. You don't want to get up. You don't want to do anything, and you just waste away. But when the mind is going, the body follows, and you're up and you're moving, you're doing, you're thinking, and yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. They keep saying that when the mind continues to be active, it pushes off Alzheimer's and dementia and all those things,
yeah.
because the blood's flowing and the oxygen and all the technical stuff that I have no clue about. But that's what they say.
That's what my cousin Pam says about she doesn't want Alzheimer's, so she's constantly on these games to keep her mind sharp. And hey,
Hmm.
whatever you think you got to do to keep yourself going, man, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It is awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So what else keeps you? What keeps you? What else are we thankful for? Let me think. Um,
I'm thankful for our audience
yes.
because I love the fact that there are people who watch the show. And I know there are people who probably, reach out to you and say, hey, I want to learn more about your insurance and your financials. I'm very thankful if one person watches the podcast, the show, anything, I get excited about it because that to me means that somebody followed me, likes me, and loves what I do, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I know, you check stats and things, and the audience has been steadily increasing over the last
mm,
60 some odd episodes. So we're adding value, which is great. They're getting value because they keep coming back, which is great. Um, so it's a win-win. Um, I mean, I appreciate, which we haven't said yet, I appreciate you for everything that you do to run this because I can probably spell TikTok, but with all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes to get this done every week, I really have no clue. You
yeah,
really
because you
run the whole
got
thing, so I appreciate
we
you for that.
yeah, because we got Zoom recorded on this is recorded on Zoom. And I got
Hmm.
to edit it through Clipchamp, through Microsoft, and then I got to upload it, get it on YouTube. Then once I get
Hmm.
it up on YouTube, then I got to get to Spotify. And then when all that happens, I got to get it to my website. So all of that takes time, and I got to make sure to edit it and make sure it's good. So yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you for showing up almost every episode. I know there were some scheduling conflicts on a few, and well, it's understandable, but I really appreciate that you take the time to show up and do this with me every week, every Friday.
So, as we've said before, I think we make a really good team. We get
We
along
do.
well. We talk, off air, help each other out. So, it's not just a 30-minute or 40-minute, whatever it is every week. It's outside. It's helping each other and building that friendship and that relationship. And that's really in a crazy world that we live in. And yes, we do live in a crazy world, as we all know.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
it's important to have my version is a small number of solid relationships. There are people that say I have 100 friends, and I hope you do. I really hope you do. But how many of them, if you said at 2 o'clock in the morning, you pick up the phone, I'm stuck somewhere, can you come pick me up and take me home? How many of those 100 will do that?
Yeah,
But if you've got that small group, could be two, three, four, five, six, whatever it is,
yeah,
you know that if you made that call, they'd be there in a heartbeat.
yeah,
I personally, I'd rather have a smaller number of solid than a larger number of who are you?
yeah. Yeah, right.
Lose
I
my
don't
phone
remember
number?
you.
Please lose my phone number.
Lose my number.
You know, I, I,
Yeah,
I'd rather have smaller.
yeah,
So again, that's my opinion, but
yeah.
that's just the way I am.
Yeah. And with Ken locally here, I met him in 2008 when I got my first car, and we've
Mm.
been friends ever since,
Mm.
you know.
There you go.
So yeah, him and I built a really good relationship over the years. And he's a real good guy. He's solid, he's not just trying to take my money for cars. He talks
Yeah.
to me all the time, and he's a great guy. He's another one, it's a solid, you know, we built a great relationship, and I
Yeah.
can talk to him about anything, you know.
Yeah. I met a guy when my son was 5, and he went to it was either kindergarten or first grade, I forget which. And in the class, he made friends with a girl. So we made friends with the parents, and the wife passed away, unfortunately. But the husband, I'm still friends with him since 1990. So we're talking about 35 years. And he's a super guy. He's a
Yeah,
super, super guy. And he's one of those that if I called him, he'd be there in a heartbeat and I'd be there for him. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And there's so many others that I could mention, that have been instrumental to the podcast, to the show. And the other one I can think of is Jen, Vegan Knowledge JJ.
Mm.
Her and I go back a ways with her first business when she was
Mm.
doing food delivery, because we were going to work together to do mystery shopping for her food delivery. And, her and I would bounce ideas off each other. And I know she's been busy lately. Haven't had a chance to talk much lately. But I know
Okay.
she's busy editing and doing her show, man, doing her
Yeah.
thing.
Nice.
But she's another one. I could pick up the phone, send
Yeah.
her a message, and she'd respond quick as that. And
That's
so,
what you
yeah.
want. Yeah. You got to be
So,
thankful for those few,
yeah.
because as we get more seasoned, also known as getting older,
Getting
um,
older,
getting older,
getting
um,
older.
a lot of our acquaintances, they move away. Some like I'm in New York, so like they'll move to Florida or someplace warm. Um, some of them may unfortunately pass away. It's going to
Right.
happen as we get older.
Yeah.
So you really got to live and be thankful for what we do, who we know, the relationships now, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So live for, and again, there's a balance between living for today and doing nothing for tomorrow, and doing some today and living some tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah. I
to
was
be a
about to say
balance in
that.
that.
Yeah. I was about to say that. I really live for today, my relationships for today, but you also, in your business, you have to plan for the future as well.
Right,
So you
right.
want to have that fine balance of living now, forget the past, live for now,
Mhm.
and hope for the future, because it might not be there, but it might. So you really have to plan. I mean, it's
Right,
just a great way to look at it.
right, right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
what a great
it's,
episode. I
yeah,
really
yeah,
appreciate you, man. I
yeah.
think
No, you as well.
you know, yeah, I like the fact that this will be the last episode before Thanksgiving. We get to sit down and stuff our
Hmm.
faces and wherever we're going to eating and whoever we're
Yep,
with and whatever we're doing.
yep.
I might be sleeping in the chair watching TV this time
Okay.
next week. But hey, I mean, it is what it
Yeah.
is. And
Yep.
I'm thankful for where I'm at right now in my life. And I got a lot of
Good.
good things going on. Everybody always has bad things going on and not so good things going on, but
Right.
that's called life. If we didn't have that
Yep.
balance of good and bad, we wouldn't know
Right.
which each was.
Correct.
So I really am thankful. Thankful we're on this episode and we're doing this
Hmm.
podcast. We keep it going. And I'm glad that we
Yeah.
always come up with some kind of different idea to talk about every week that
Yeah.
helps people.
Yeah.
So,
That's the
to the
key.
audience, what are you thankful for out there, man? Leave us a note in the comments. Share your thoughts of what you're thankful for and tell us.
And again, as we always say, if you have an idea, you want to talk, come on the show. Contact us. Come on the show. You're more
Yeah.
than welcome. As long as what you say is legal and doesn't get anybody in trouble, you're pretty much free to talk about anything you want. Again, we're just two guys. Again, we're not sponsored, we're not regulated, but we
Yeah.
want to share our experiences and stories to help other people. That's our whole point
Yeah.
behind this.
Exactly. 516-727-2294. Reach out to Steve.
And it's 410-935-6132 for Chuck.
Got it, man.
Reach out.
What
Let us
another
know what you're
episode of
thinking.
Friday at 4. Great show, man. I appreciate you, man.
You as well. Good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it's 4 o'clock somewhere. Before we end this, it's 4 o'clock
We
somewhere.
end. It's 4 o'clock somewhere. I love
Just
it.
just to throw that out there. Okay.
You beat me to it this time. So I'm about to say, hey, Steve, our closing thoughts for today. What you got? 4 o'clock somewhere.
Did I say that? I'm sorry. Okay.
What was the thing? Wait a minute. Let me think of it. Hold on here.
Hold on. Back it up. Back it up. Okay.
Yeah. One last thought before we end the show.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I know that's 3 thoughts, but okay.
Yeah. No, it's great, man. That's, that's what I would say, was enjoy the turkey day, whatever you eat, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, whatever, just enjoy life because, it's so short. And if you really think about it and look back, you've come a long way, but also it's felt like I just took a step across the river, and that's how I feel is my parents always told me, you're going to find out one day when you get older, and it's here, and I'm older. And now I'm telling the same thing to my kids. You'll see when you get older. And I try to instill that into my kids, It's so short. Make the best of it. Make the best of it,
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Love everybody. Love as much as you can because it's so much negative and energy out here and hate out here that we have enough of it. Let's not spread any more of that,
Correct.
Yeah.
Be
So Steve,
smile.
Yeah, right. So Steve, enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your turkey day, and we'll chat soon.
You got it. Thanks, Chuck. Have a good one. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one. Take care.
You too, everybody. Have a great holiday. Have a great weekend. See you, buddy.
You got it. Bye.
You've been watching the Friday at 4 podcast series with your host Charles Luttrell and co-host Steve Kent. Thanks for watching.